Baldwin will work on your game, and I'm gonna tell you why it is more about the result than it is about your feelings.
DreAllDay.com.
Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Topic of this video, I already told you, is about results. And something that I tell people all the time, coming from the sports world, my background is as a professional athlete and now as an entrepreneur and business coach, is that we are in a results and performance-based business. Everything is based on your performance, which is what you do when you're out there in the field doing your thing, and then the results of that performance. Everything is judged on those two metrics. Everything that you do in the process of those things, all of those are a means to an end of how do I either get the opportunity to perform. For example, as an athlete, you want to get your opportunity to try out for the team or your opportunity to get in the game, right? And then, or as an entrepreneur, on the other hand, you want the opportunity to, maybe you do marketing, for example, so that you can get prospects who might be interested in your products or services so you can sell them something. Hopefully you sell them something and the result is you get to make money. But everything you do in the process of your work is either leading to the performance or is leading to the results, because those are the two things that matter the most when we're measuring what you're doing in business, the performance and the result. The challenge for a lot of people these days, and the internet, the presence of, especially with social media, actually makes this more of a challenge, is that many people have too much arrogance to admit or accept that whatever they're doing simply is not helping their performance or is not producing the desired results. Now, let me offer, first of all, a caveat to this point. Only way you can tell someone that what they're doing is not producing the desired result or the desired performance is if you know what their desired result is. So if you don't know what somebody's goal is, then you can't tell them if what they're doing is working or not working. You have to know what their goal is. I can talk about this because I work as a business coach and I talk to people. They tell me what their goals are, what they want to achieve. Then we look at what they're doing and we see, okay, is this working, is it not? So if you don't know what somebody's goal is, then you're unqualified to tell someone that what they're doing is not working, just to make sure that we're clear on that. Now, with that out of the way, many of you, and I talked about this in a previous video, or actually on my podcast where I talked about this, arrogance is one of the biggest challenges for people, or it's just an unwillingness, and you can call this arrogance. Unwillingness is just see things for what they are and wanting to see things differently than they are. And this is you looking at the situation and saying, damn, okay, I'm not getting the outcome that I want right here. And instead of you continually telling yourself, I got it figured out, I know what to do, I just need to do it. I hear this from people every single day. Somebody says, well, I already know what I need to do, I just need to do it. I just need to work a little bit harder. I got to get a little bit more focused. I got to get a little bit more disciplined. If I just do that, then everything is going to work out. If that was really the case, then everybody in life would already have all the successes they want. If you already had the formula, you just need to do it, everything will work out. If that was really the case, I mean, 90% of people who are stuck right now would not be stuck, because they would just do that, because that's not that hard to do. If you know something's going to work, being disciplined is not that hard. If you know something's going to produce a result, being consistent is not really that hard to do. It's not a challenge for people. Consistency and discipline and execution are challenges for people because the things that you are consistent and disciplined at doing simply are not producing results. Therefore, it's hard to stay consistent and disciplined at those things, or to get consistent and disciplined at them, because you know that doing them is not really doing anything for you. So then you have this friction between the consistency and discipline that you logically know that you should have, quote unquote, should have, and what you're actually doing on a consistent basis. They tearing the roads up here in Miami, so there's a lot of bumps and bruises on this street right here. So the whole point is, the reason why many of you fail to be consistent and fail to be disciplined is not because you just need to do it. I just need to do what I already know how to do. No, that's bullshit. That's not the reason why you're not performing. The reason that you're not performing is because your process that you say you just need to be consistent at, your process is flawed. There's something wrong with your process. That's why you're not producing results. So if you get more consistent and more disciplined at a process that simply does not work, and that means it's not producing your desired result, all you're going to do is get more of the thing that you already don't want and that you know isn't working. All you're going to do is get more of the disappointment that you already have. So the issue is not, I just need to be more consistent or I just need to be more disciplined. Anytime you hear somebody who's not getting the outcome they want and they say, well, I just need to, and then everything's going to work, usually, it's not always the case, but usually that's nonsense. Usually is nonsense. And I talk to enough people to know that is nonsense. I've talked to enough athletes to know that that's nonsense. I've talked to enough entrepreneurs, enough professionals, enough people, period, whatever their challenge is, that's a nonsense, rationalization that makes them feel better about the situation, but does not actually change the situation at all. I just need to be more consistent at what I'm already doing, then things will work out. No, because if that was the case, then you would already have some signs, some crumbs of success coming your way. If you're not getting any results right now, what needs to change is probably everything that you're doing. You may need a wholesale change of your process. And again, the issue with this is admitting that you need a wholesale change to your process means you got to admit that whatever you were doing before simply wasn't working. And that idea might have came from you. So that requires you looking in the mirror and saying, okay, my best efforts didn't get me the outcome that I needed here. Or my best thoughts didn't get me the outcome that I needed here. So I got to throw that away and do something different. And a lot of people don't really want to admit that. A lot of people would rather just keep living the dream in their minds that they got it all figured out. Why do people do this? Well, I mean, it's the human ego. And the stronger the ego, because a lot of people get this backwards, the stronger the ego, the more willing the person is to say, you know what, my way's not working, let me do something different. Either do something different on my own, or let me go find somebody who can help me achieve the outcome a lot faster and a lot more efficiently than I ever could by myself. A strong ego is willing to say that. A fragile or weak ego, on the other hand, insists that they have things figured out even when the results are showing that that's not the case. So really what I'm challenging each of you to do is looking at your life and any circumstance that's not getting you the outcome that you want. And you should know what your outcome is. Now, other people may not be able to say this to you because they don't know what your desires are. But you should know what your desires are. When you know what your desired outcome is, and you know that your process is not getting you there, you have three choices. One, you can make some changes on your own and see what kind of results you get. Two, you can go find someone who can help you make those changes and implement the changes so you can get the outcomes that you actually want. And you can hold them accountable for helping you get the outcome because that's what you brought them on for. Usually you're paying them. You can hold somebody accountable, you probably got to be paying them. So this is you investing your money into your outcomes. Or three, you keep telling yourself that you got it all figured out. You just need to do X, Y, Z, which you've already tried, but you can keep telling yourself that. You have this option. This is an option. Keep telling yourself that and continually not get the outcomes that you want. And eventually your time runs out, you're dead, and you didn't achieve the results that you desired. These are all the options that you have. Now, you can choose whichever one you want. I'm not telling you which one to pick. I'm just telling you what your options are, and you get to make the decision because life is an amalgamation of the decisions that you make. So you are the result right now of all the decisions you've made up to this point, and a month from now and a year from now, you're going to be a result of all the decisions up to this point, plus the ones you make between now and then. So I'm giving you some things to consider, some things to think about, and you really got to decide where you want to go from here. And I will add in one last piece here, is that if your reasoning for not getting outside help is, well, I just don't have the resource, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, let me tell you this. You will continue to not have time and not have money as long as you keep allowing time and money to be your reasons / excuses for not changing up your process, because your process is not working. So you saying that you don't have time and don't have money is part of the process that doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? The process that doesn't work, part of it is I don't have time, I don't have money. So you got to throw that away. Along with everything else you've been doing that's not working. You got to throw all of it away, not just the pieces that you're that are convenient for you to throw away. You got to throw everything away. And some people call this throwing a baby out with the bathwater. You got to throw it all out so we can get to the part that does actually work. But if you're not willing to throw that part out, then you're still holding on to the, as the saying goes, you're still holding on to the past trying to reach for the future. You can't do both. So which one is it going to be, and which way do you want this to go? And again, these are rhetorical questions that I'm putting out there for you to think about and consider, because you're the one who gets to make the decision, and you're the one who has to live with the outcome or the lack of outcome. So with that said, get my daily motivation text by texting me at my number that's listed down below in the description, 305-384-6894, and work on your game. Dre, all. And also Work on Your Game University. It's at workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's the only place to get coached by me, only place to work with me directly. Work on your game. Dre, all.